Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We only have 5 days left of Julius Caesar. Today we get to hear from Cassius in Act 5, Scene 1, and then things just happen kind of in a, rat-a-tat conversational way. There's only 5 monologues left to go, and then we're done with Julius Caesar and we move on to King John. So anyway, let's get to it. Cassius, Act 5, Scene 1. So the end of Act 4, which we had yesterday, basically had Mark Antony and young Octavius marching their army toward Philippi, and Cassius and Brutus have decided that they will march their armies towards Philippi. So at the start of Act 5, Scene 1, we get to see Antony and Octavius, and they're talking about the fact that, yes, they're all going to meet up at Philippi to have their battle. And there, you can see there's a little bit of sniping going on between Antony and Octavius Caesar, as in, they're not necessarily the best suited to partner up. Antony's like, you take the left side of the battlefield, and Octavius is like, no, you take the left side of the battlefield, I'll take the right. And Antony's like, seriously? But then Brutus and Cassius and their armies show up, and the 4 of them get together to have that little chat that you're supposed to have before you go to war to see if maybe things could be worked out peaceably, and they really can't. There's a lot of smack talk that goes back and forth between the two sides, including your bees ain't got no honey, and no sting, and no sound. It's getting serious when they make bee references. Anyway, so they decide they can't work out their differences nice and peacefully. So Antony and Octavius go back to their side of the battlefield, and Brutus and Cassius have a quick little powwow, and they're like, that didn't go so well. And before their conversation can get too intense, they both call over their messenger dudes. So Brutus calls over Lucilius, and Cassius calls over Messala. And Brutus and Lucilius go off over there to chat, and Cassius says, Messala, this is my birthday. As this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Messala. Be thou my witness that against my will, as Pompey was, I am compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. You know that I held Epicurus strong, and his opinion, now I change my mind, and partly credit things that do presage. Coming from Sardis on our former ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who to Philippi here consorted us. This morning they are fled away and gone, and in their steeds do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and look downward, and downward look on us as we were sickly prey. Their shadows seem a canopy most fatal under which our army lies, ready to give up the ghost. So he's confiding in Messala here that he doesn't think they can win. Yesterday things were looking good. He thinks that this is going to be the battle to end all battles. We're talking the Battle of the Bastards here is what's about to happen. And he is not feeling confident about it because he's taking it as a sign that they had 2 mighty eagles traveling with them before who were eating out of the soldiers' hands, which might be a reference to himself and Brutus. He might be calling them eagles, but whatever. But these eagles are now gone, and instead, like birds of prey, are circling their heads as if, vultures waiting for them all to die and eat their bodies. So he's not feeling great about it, and Messala is like, oh, buck up, and he's like, yeah, things don't look good. And then Brutus and Lucilius come back in with sort of a, as I was saying, yeah, that's right, that's exactly what I said, Lucilius. And then Messala and Lucilius leave, and Brutus and Cassius get just a quick moment together, and they're like, so if things don't go well, this might be the last time that we ever see each other. Bye. And they both sort of decide that if they are captured, they would rather kill themselves than be marched through the streets of Rome as prisoners. So things are looking really optimistic on the side of Brutus and Cassius at the moment, which, depending on where you sit in this play, could be a good thing or a bad thing. You might like them because they're, kind of the main focus of the play, but you might not like them because they stabbed Caesar multiple times. Anyway, we will get to find out in the next 4 days how this whole thing gets resolved, and then we move on to King John. I'll see you tomorrow for more Julius Caesar. Mwah.